Hello, everyone. I'm Mike Pennington, and I am the CSO here at AmbioPharm. Thank you for taking the opportunity to review our presentation and introduce you to our company. I hope that you find the information useful and that we look forward to becoming your partner for peptide APIs in the future. Our mission is we focus exclusively on peptide manufacturing at an elite level, maintaining the highest quality standards and compliance and meet or exceed all of the FDA standards. We create an environment where each employee understands his or her responsibility for meeting customer requirements, protecting patient safety, and delivering high quality products and services. AmbioPharm is a USA-based company with our headquarters located in North Augusta, South Carolina, and we have state-of-the-art facilities in peptide process development and manufacturing located both here in North Augusta as well as over on the outskirts of Shanghai. Our facilities include 3 separate sites, 2 in Shanghai, a brand new campus that's coming online later in this year, early next year, 2021. A main site that we share with ChemSpec, as well as our state-of-the-art facility here in North Augusta. We have the ability to produce more than 200 kilos annually of any API, and that will increase significantly with our upcoming expansion from Shanghai. We have more than 16 manufacturing lines at the present time. Our largest solid phase reactor is 3,000 liters. We also have 1,000 liter solid phase reactors, and we have 5,000 liter solution phase reactors. We have best-in-class capabilities and are specialized in peptide know-how. We have more than 500 employees currently. That includes chemists and professionals and more than 40 in our QA staff. We're technology enabled and analytical development as well as manufacturing. We have the ease of producing scales from grams all the way more than 300 kilos, and in the near future, probably even metric tons. We support all phases of development, which include preclinical R&D services all the way to clinical and finally commercialized products. We have sites that are both audited by the FDA, both here and in China, and are currently meeting all of the FDA guidelines and regulations. We offer a significant cost advantage to our customers and partners, and we have brand new facilities that just opened in North Augusta back in the second quarter of this year, and we have additional facilities that will be coming online in Shanghai later this year, 2020, and certainly by the end of the first quarter, 2021. Our business model achieves a cost advantage, basically allowing the customer to provide a PO. That allows for our crude synthesis, which is done entirely over in Shanghai. That results in purification that can be done either here in the United States, which is the dark diamond, or over in Shanghai directly. That can cause for final release in China directly, or that can be transferred to the US for quality control and final release in the USA. Ultimately delivering the product to our clinical partners. With this in mind, we offer a significant cost advantage because of the production being at the site where the raw materials are mostly procured by all of the commercial peptide companies. We are located directly in China where our manufacturing takes place and can facilitate purification and final release at either of our sites. AmbioPharm has experience in peptide projects using any one of the 3 major methods that you see commercially used. Solid phase synthesis, from 10-liter reactors all the way to 1,000-liter reactors. We have now added a 3,000-liter reactor in our new facility in Shanghai that will come online early next year. We also provide hybrid strategies using solution phase type reactors. This is particularly useful for complex peptides and long peptides where fragments can be made on solid phase and then coupled in solution when they're fully protected, giving the ease of manufacturing much larger quantities and longer peptides, scalable up to 100 kilos. We also have solution phase chemistry technology in place with up to 5,000 liter reactors. This is particularly advantageous for shorter peptides and can be scaled even to metric tons. The principal benefit being to avoid HPLC-based purification and isolation. We have more than 409 preclinical projects, 62 in phase 1 and phase 2, 17 in phase 3 in generic, for a total of nearly 500 projects going on in AmbioPharm at this time. We have a track record of regulatory compliance. We were founded in 2006. We had our first FDA audit in 2011. We had our FDA audit over in Shanghai in 2011 as well. We had our first PAI in 2013, and we had our first FDA-approved generic product, bivalirudin, in 2015. We had our first EMA-approved use for bivalirudin in 2016. And we had our FDA approval of Placanatide as the commercial supplier in 2017. So AmbioPharm has a consistent record of regulatory compliance and is well situated to handle any and all types of peptide projects. Our Shanghai facility is located on the outskirts of Shanghai. One site is located in a shared facility with ChemSpec. And this facility is going to be added onto with a brand new facility that we're calling our new campus, which is about 750 meters down the street from our current site. And this particular site will add more than 35,000 square meters of additional manufacturing space. This includes a central admin building that you see in the little blow-up diagram there. That's the L-shaped building, a workshop building for synthesis, a secondary workshop building for additional purification and synthesis as well, a third building which is dedicated to hydrogenation and large-scale type work, and lastly we have a solvent recovery system in place, as well as a wastewater treatment facility, allowing us to have a much greener effect and offer our clients a significant savings by the ability to recycle solvents and actually improve our green footprint. To give you an idea of the facility, this is our new facility just opened here in North Augusta. This is the 52,000 square foot building. This video was taken at the time that the building was just opened back in May. So you'll notice a lot of the equipment is still waiting to be installed or things are still in packaging. But we just wanted to get this up as soon as possible to show our clients what we have going on. This is our 60 centimeter column suite with our first 60 centimeter column setup and our in-process QC equipment. This is an additional 45 centimeter column that's set up as well. This now is being occupied by a 1 meter column that has actually now arrived and is in the process of being qualified. This is an additional 30 centimeter column suite that will be expanded into next year. Here are our buffer tank and prep delivery systems for all of our HPLC purification. Dedicated material transition rooms into Class 7 clean rooms for lyophilization and final product packaging. There are new facility, we now have two 800-liter lyophilizers. A 1,000-liter lyo is currently being installed. It's expected to come online by the end of this year. We now have a clean-in-place system for cleaning all the lyos. The new facility has additional expanded QC laboratories. Purified water system. Dedicated microlab. Purified water room. This is our tank farm for our key solvents, acetonitrile and methanol, as well as a liquid nitrogen holding tank with a dual HVAC unit. Now we come to our Shanghai facility. Here you see the new central admin building that's nearing completion. Some of the laboratories involved in R&D, stations for the chemists, as you can see, it's about 750 meters from the current Shanghai campus that's shared with ChemSpec. Here we come into the first building. This is where currently small-scale GMP is done in Building 1. Some of the reactors that we use in solid phase. This is our GMP large-scale production area. Up to the large reactors. Building 13 clean room. Final packaging, glove box for packaging. Purified water HVAC. Our QC lab. Also located at the ChemSpec campus. So let's take a couple of complex peptide case studies just to give you an idea of some of the work that we do here. As I mentioned, in 2017, we had our approval for Placanatide. This peptide is a 16 residue peptide with 2 disulfide bonds. We basically use a hybrid strategy to make the product, basically coupling a dipeptide to a solid phase derived peptide 1 and fragment 2. We assemble the 2 and 3 fragments, followed by fragment 1 onto 2, 3. The cleavage and isolation is done in Shanghai, and the downstream processing and QC release is done here in the USA. Placanatide is an unusual peptide in that it exists as A active isomer and a B inactive topoisomer. This is not a disulfide rearrangement, and as you can see, it does derive chromatographically distinct peaks. These peaks actually do interconvert, so you have to devise a process that prevents this from occurring. We basically start with a linear crude, followed by a peroxide-based oxidation step. This gives us the monocyclic diACM species. Once we treat that with iodine, we get the active A isomer as the predominant form, and the B topoisomer also forms to a small extent. We are able to isolate that and lyophilize that, finally getting a product that meets the purification. And next, we move into our second complex peptide, which is one of these multiple antigenic peptides that are being used to make potential vaccines. In this case, we made the product as a reverse map. Instead of with a lysine core, we used a glutamic acid core, and the peptide was linked via a lysine. And the peptide itself, the antigen part, is a core sequence that's a mimic of the lipo-oligosaccharide determinant of the gonorrhea-causing bacteria, and this cyclic thioether peptide is conjugated onto this 4-branched arm. The final product has a molecular weight of 7903, and it's currently starting phase 1 clinical trials. Our process basically was to make the monomeric peptide as a bromoacetylated product, followed by cyclization through the cysteine, eliminating the bromine. We end up with a cyclic thioether. This peptide is purified and isolated, and then subsequently conjugated to the MAP core, the reverse MAP core, which has been activated as the tetra-OSU ester. Following that, we get the product that is the 4-arm branched MAP. We are able to isolate this product in greater than 96% purity, and as you can see, the molecular weight here is consistent with the multi-ion deconvolution, which gives the molecular weight of 7903. So as a summary, AmbioPharm currently produces a large portfolio of peptide products, including clinical and commercial APIs using solid phase, liquid phase, and/or hybrid strategies. We are uniquely positioned to make highly complicated peptides, including MAPs, disulfide-rich peptides, and long complex molecules with specific modifications such as fatty acylation, pegylation, macrocyclization. Our facilities are currently being added in Shanghai and downstream facilities in North Augusta. The upstream facilities in Shanghai will include additional solid phase and liquid phase manufacturing lines, as well as large-scale hydrogenation facilities. Our downstream facilities in North Augusta will add additional large-scale capacity with columns up to 100 centimeters, as well as 1,000-liter reactors, as well as suites dedicated to precipitation and/or crystallization. Our new facilities should be online in Shanghai by Q1, Q2 2021, and the North Augusta site facilities are already online. So with that, I thank you for your time, and I appreciate any interest that you have. If you are interested, please check us out on the web, www.ambiofarm.com.